Welcome to Nova Now, your connection to what's happening in Northern Virginia. I'm your host, Angelique LeBlanc. Sully Historic Site is located in Chantilly and hosts guided tours, educational programs for elementary school kids, and special events throughout the year. And here to tell us all about the historic All Hallows Eve event is Barbara Zeman. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thank you. So before we get to the All Hallows Eve event, can you give us a little bit of information about the Sully Historic Site?
Sure. Sully was built in 1794 for Richard Bland Lee, who was Northern Virginia's first congressman and the uncle of Robert E. Lee. And he inherited the property from his grandfather and father and farmed about 700 acres. It was a multi-crop farm. He was one of the first people to import merino sheep to use the wool. And throughout the years, it was sold to a variety of different folks, and it was then purchased by Fairfax County Park Authority, who owns and operates it today.
Awesome. So it is a historical site that's located right here in Fairfax County. And I hear that you guys offer a lot of different events throughout the year. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
We do several special events throughout the year. Our first big event is the Easter egg hunts, and we do an antique car show in the summer on Father's Day. Mm-hmm. We've been doing that for 40 years in conjunction with the Model A Ford Club. Okay. We do historic reenactments for the Civil War, Revolutionary War, World War II. We do candlelight tours, and as you mentioned, we're getting ready to do the historic All Hallows Eve program.
Yes, so definitely, Halloween is right around the corner. So can you tell us what's going to be happening at this historic All Hallows Eve event?
Sure. We wanted to do something that would be fun for Halloween, but would be true to our historic mission as well. And Halloween has its origins over 1,000 years ago with some of the pagan Roman celebrations, mm-hmm. and with the Celtic festival of Samhain, which was at the end of the harvest season, the end of the summer, bringing on the dark times. So at Sully's historic All Hallows Eve program, we'll combine aspects of all of those festivals to talk about how Halloween has developed into an event where we wear costumes, mm-hmm.
which
is kind of a derivative of mumming, which if you're from Philadelphia, you know about the mummers. Guising, which was when you went from house to house asking for coins or cakes, and that is like trick-or-treating for us. We'll have family activities like storytelling. We'll have African-American storytelling in the slave quarter. Fortune telling. We'll be cooking with pumpkins, using the actual pumpkin as a pot.
Ooh.
We'll be making apple butter.
That sounds delicious.
It is. It's especially good when it's cooked in a copper pot over an open fire. And there'll be some tours through the house by lantern light, and we'll be talking about death and funeral customs of the 18th century. Mm-hmm. It's all very family friendly. No ghosts will be jumping out at you, and nothing is too intense for young children. So we're hoping to educate everybody about historic Halloween.
Yeah, that sounds really engaging and entertaining. What day is the event going to happen?
It's going to be on Saturday, October 18th, okay. from 4 to 7 in the evening.
Awesome, very good. And I mean, it seems like these events are pretty large, or they're going to draw a large crowd. How do you handle that? Do you have staff members? Do you have volunteers?
We have both staff and volunteers who work at these events, and we try to plan ahead for every contingency. For this particular event, people can buy their tickets online, mm-hmm. Or they can buy them at the gate when they come in. We have plenty of free parking, and we'll have guides with lanterns to take people from one place to the next.
Sets the tone.
It does, it does. So we have volunteers in the house who will be doing tours, mm-hmm. and doing some of the storytelling, doing the cooking in the 1794 kitchen.
From 1794?
Yes, the kitchen was built in 1794. And we have the open hearth, And what they will be doing is carving out a pumpkin and hollowing it out. And then they'll be making a stew with meat and vegetables and parts of the pumpkin and cooking it over the open fire in the coals. And at the end, you'll get a stew, and you'll also be able to cut up the pieces of pumpkin to eat with it.
Yeah, wow, that's so great. So how can people sign up to volunteer if maybe they want to volunteer for next year or other events that you guys have?
If anybody would like to volunteer at Sully, we would love to have them. You can just call the site. We have a volunteer application that people fill out, and then we do a short interview, and we have opportunities for people to give daily tours, to work with school children, work in the gardens, do special events, or work behind the scenes, helping to plan programs and take care of logistics in the office.
Yeah. That's great. So you mentioned that there's a small fee to enter for the event. Is that sort of how the Sully Historic Site is run and operated? How else do you guys pay for things?
Well, Fairfax County Park Authority operates Sully, and thanks to very generous taxpayers, we have a budget that we use for all the programs. There is also the Sully Foundation Limited, which is a private foundation that helps Sully with some projects. But most of our programs are supported by admission dollars, and we try not to make the prices too high, but we think that people are getting a great bargain when they come to Sully for the programs that we do.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of fun.
We hope so.
Well, definitely good luck with the All Hallows Eve event that's coming up. Thank you so much for being here, Barbara.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
To find out more information about Sully, visit fairfaxcounty.gov and search Sully Historic Site. I'm Angelique LeBlanc. Thanks for watching Nova Now.